The Konzu Query. Champion. I understand we were unable to convince Konzu to join us. However, we need all the aid we can gather. You must discover why they refuse to aid us and convince them of the right path. Konzu and I have a rather strained relationship. Your efforts could bear more fruit. I hear Konzu has built a nest near Shiversnap Grove. Would you go and approach them? Ah, you see Konzu, do you? I do. Konzu said a visitor would come, bearing offerings, I hope. You seek an audience with Konzu, but bring no offerings? One does not just walk up and speak to the Loa of Change, I'm afraid. You must first prove you're worth their time. The friends of Konzu have been granted 100 questions by the Loa themselves. You must prove your wit and answer each of them true. What? Return to me if you answer all 100. Perhaps then you will earn an audience. Friends of Konzu, a new one. A new one wishes to answer the questions. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. How are you? Powerful. Thriving. That's correct. For now. Ooh, yes. And the reaction from all. Who is responsible for the Wildkin's creation? The Wildkin? Ooh. Is it Elune directly or Cenarius? The Wildkin. I think it's Elune. Or is it Lunara? It's Elune, right? That's correct. Righto, well done. Okay. My secrets are sought by many, but all eventually find me. What am I? 8. My secrets. An Organon, keeper of secrets, god of fate. We'll see. It's not related, probably. But... Who speaks within a dream to you, but in waking holds their tongue? It's Ysera then. Oh, I guess a moon. Oh, I guess a moonkin. Right. Well, that wasn't 100 questions. This is taking far too long. Were you really gonna answer all 100? Yes?
What a fascinating...
What do you want? What the fuck? There are some other options you could have gotten. You gotta just fucking... Let's do it again. What else you got? To whom does the Emerald Dream owe its form? Well, allegedly Freya. Righto! Who was acting on behalf of A&R. I carry in and carry out. In nature I unfurl and I encase. I am consistent and unpredictable, but I evoke confusion. What am I? A spiral? A flower? Cenarius? The tide. I carry in and carry out. In nature I unfurl and encase. I'm consistent and unpredictable. flower? That's incorrect. The tide? That's incorrect. A spiral? Okay, that's... Okay. Who speaks within a dream to you? Yeah, right. Let's see what else. My secrets are sought by many rare. It's fate. We've been talking about fate a lot. How are you? Powerful, thriving. I can mean everything or nothing. I am a state and place alike. I am fleeting by nature, but here I am held still. What am I? A dream. What protects but also imprisons? Stasis? I mean... yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would have a thing or two to say about that. Yeah. Next time, I'll raise it to 1,000 questions, and I'll still answer 100.
Getting lost is the best.
You have
way
many
to
questions,
find
and I have many worries. Such pressing worries. An interloper, a rude disruptor of our joyous day. How I worry so. If only someone could confront this trespasser. Wait, you could do it for me. It's a win-win. You could go, confront the trespasser, and I will answer your questions. I've tracked them down to a cave in the north. Surely you can handle them.
Goodbye. And
Goodbye.
hello, as always.
It is you. You are the one who does not belong. Well, now that that has been established, I feel we're on the same page. Come, back to my nest.
Things are not what they seem.
Oh, come now. That was funny. Don't look so cross. I thought it was funny.
You've been frightfully
Truly, your questions are
predictable.
important to me. Alas, I'm simply too distracted. These podlings, nasty little ones. I'm sure you've seen them.
Wait until you see what
They're
happens
encroaching upon my
next.
nest and just a total nuisance. Bothering myself and my friends? The nerve. Here's my feather. Why don't you go and change these nuisances into something less bothersome?
You've been frightfully predictable.
Came down there like a hawk. You again?
Your dream?
You did what?
Not mine.
Oh yes, that's fine.
Getting lost. Is
Ah,
the
that's
best
much
way to
better.
find
Now I
things.
can think. Tangled yarn of secrets. Finally a chance to learn the wisdom of Konzu. Grants a perfect amount of reputation with the Dream Wardens.
Wait until you see what happens.
What did you want again?
next.
Oh yes, questions. Ask away if you must.
Goodbye, and hello, as always.
Go ahead, ask your questions. How old are you? You see, the problem is that I've already lived my own life. As such, I find recounting these things quite redundant, repetitive, boring. If you really care to know so much about my life, why don't you ask the others? The wild gods, I mean. I'm sure they have plenty of stories about me.
Wait until you see what happens next. Things are not what
Go
they
on, then.
seem.
I've said enough.
Getting lost
What?
is the best way to find things.
Only get one question? I guess. He doesn't answer any of them. Yeah, I noticed that the bottom question said, are you actually going to answer any of these? Konzu told me to ask other people about their story. As expected, I should not have expected them to make anything easy. I can think of a few folk who might know more about Konzu's past. I believe Konzu has some history with Aviana. Perhaps she will be able to shed some light. Ysera would also certainly have much to say, but she's quite busy. Sina, however, is close with Ysera. Perhaps she knows something. A denizen of the dream would be my final suggestion. A dryad, perhaps? Gossiping dryad.
Life is all
You know anything about
around us.
Konzu?
Wander where you will.
Konzu, the wild god? Of course, the wild god. Do you know any other Konzu? I heard they're demanding to be called a Loa these days. That is so like them. Never settled. Weren't they imprisoned by Ysera? No. I learned they were spending time hidden amongst mortals. Perhaps that's where they picked up Loa. I wonder what else they picked up there.
Dream beneath the trees.
Huh. Yeah, Mirdrasil's, yeah, it's like linking the realms together, I'm seeing. Bringing in some decay. Sina. Yes, Evoker? Do you know anything about Konzu? Konzu? Ah, yes. Ysera is quite familiar with that one. As familiar as one can be with such a creature. I'm afraid I know little for certain, but I believe that Konzu has always been in the dream. There were once rumors that they dug their way out. Preposterous. Dug their way out. They can change many things, but they cannot change the nature of this place. You just run into more layers, or? I'm kind of curious what they are implying with that. Mistress of the Mother Tree. Aviana.
Speak, mortal.
Do you know anything about Konzu? Don't get me started on that good-for-nothing owl. Refusing our call to assist against the Druids of the Flame is not the first time they have shown cowardice in the face of evil. They claim that their domain requires them to stay out of such conflicts, but I find it convenient how their choices always lead to their own comfort. Surely they're up to their old tricks again. I'm still trying to figure out who allowed them back into the dream. I do not wish to speak about Konzu any longer. Be gone from me, mortal. Oh. Aviana does not like Konzu. I've been doing a lot of side quests in the dream today, so... Tell Cenarius of the rumors you've heard. Well then, those can't all possibly be true. Return to Konzu, see if they'll at the very least confirm or deny what you've heard. What? What the fuck? Konzu and their followers have gone. This must be the answer they deemed you deserved. For now, at least. Loa of Change, huh? Insight of Konzu. Who needs material possessions when you've witnessed Konzu? Grant the best amount of reputation with the Dream Wardens. If it's not 69, I'm pissed. 917. 115, 17, 135, 11, 917. Okay. Is that with rep boost, though? Like weird. Whatever. We received reports that the Druids of the Flame have established another staging ground just south of the Eye of Ysera. Unfortunately for them, their incursion point has disrupted the local winged wildlife and drawn the ire of the Mother of Flight. Speak with Aviana and lend her your aid. We will need her eyes and wings in the battle to come. By the Mother Tree! What do you care what they're doing? Fascination, my precious friend. It's the only reason I care. Change comes to the dream and you're not the least bit curious? Curious? I watch them and their sycophantic leaders burn Hyjal. I will not let them... Aviana shifts her furious gaze from the Loa of Change to Dildormu as they approach. Oh, a friend! Mine or yours?
Are you supposed to be
Things are
here?
not what they seem. Isn't that exciting? Why are you called a Loa? Why are you a Drakthir? Why are you called an Evoker? It's who you are. Loa is who I am. It's what I was called by my first devotees, and it's what I have chosen to embrace. Konzu swivels their great head around, their eyes narrowing in a cheeky expression. Mystery is certainly delightful, isn't it?
You've been frightfully predictable. Oh, is this your dream?
I have
Or
met and
mine?
aided many spirits of the wilds and those that worship them. You, however, are new. Doesn't that make this all more exciting? An unfamiliar droplet in an ocean of ordinariness? The wild gods, the august celestials, even the many Loa you are familiar with. Instead of perceiving me through the lens of what is known, consider an alternative. The tree of life is vast, her crown reaching high, and her roots sinking deep. And you, Evoker, have only seen a few of her many branches.
Goodbye, and hello, as always.
That's cool. That's really
What a
cool dialogue.
fascinating creature.
That's pretty sick dialogue. Damn. Makes me reconsider, like, the nature of the old gods reaching down with their tentacles and all that stuff as well. If as beings of entropy at this point, if they're meant to be siphoning Azeroth's power,
Are
and
you
if that's a
supposed to be here?
plan of the others, or they're protecting it. Thanks, Cyberdos. I expected Cenarius would send some support eventually.
The skies
But this
are
foolish
my
ground-dwelling
domain,
Loa?
mortal.
Aviana taps her talon in annoyance as she gives Konzu a side-eyed glare.
My winged children fill
Aviana's
the
eyes narrow as she
skies.
watches the druids of the
They
flame
are
far
my
below.
eyes.
Konzu may be content with letting these
My
heretics destroy the
life.
very fabric of the dream, but I am not. Bring me scraps of their armor stained with blood as proof of your deed. Do not hold back. Remember what these heathens are capable of.
Things are not what they seem.
Konzu's quandary.
You've been frightfully
You again?
predictable.
Well, you must be here to help, correct? Absolutely you are. Why would you not? This development is so exciting. What could these desolating druids be up to? Fortunately, a few of my friends have infiltrated the druids. I'm sure they have quite the story to tell. Go forth, my curious companion, and bring back exciting news.
But wait until you
my
see
friends have
what
joined them,
happens
huh?
next.
The notes detail experiments being carried out by the Druids of the Flame. You learn that they have created an unusual pollen capable of infusing dream flora with their flame-imbued magic. The next stage targets the local wildlife with the same pollen. Konzu would definitely be interested in a sample of the pollen. Konzu's interested in what you've learned about the Druids of the Flame. Konzu! Konzu! The dreamless druids come, but they no burn. They watch the plants. They change the plants. I will report this to Konzu. Ashwood Research Binder. The binder's stuffed with disorganized pages, folded leaflets, and tattered research notes. As you open the disorganized Ashwood binder, you flip to an official-looking letter marked with a sigil you've never seen. We've received word from the priestess to begin our work and prepare for our arrival in the dream. Now it is time to embrace our inevitable future. We will remind our people that fire and life can coexist. Attached to this missive, you will find instructions to carry out until our allies have finished their preparations. The dawn of our triumph is upon us. Soon, all we have worked for, and all that we have accomplished, will bear fruit. From ashes we are born, upon flames we ascend. Pyrodren Dawn Call. Attached to the previous page, you find a second note scrawled in a harsher hand signature. You are assigned to Lunadane on the western shores. Our new allies will require a demonstration of our expertise with fire and nature. The local blossoms will do nicely. Show our new benefactors the power we hold over flame and nature. I will oversee the distribution of our needed supplies from our contacts in Valdraken. Expect delays in our herb shipments. I am staggering our purchases and shipping lines to evade detection from the Consortium and other watchful eyes on the Dragon Isles. Overseer Shardrin. And these guys are acting like they were let into the dream by the Primalists, but they're like not with the Primalists. Pyro, did you find the lore book at the Eye of Ysera? I don't remember. On the nature of the dream, the legend of Aluna here. Okay, next page. You flip to an inventory page with several bills of sale bearing Mark of the Artisans Consortium. New Cinderbloom. 2 crates. New variant harvested from Hyjal. Low supply due to supply line conflicts. Anyway. Magnolia, 10 crates. Harvested from the Firelands. Bills of sale bearing the mark of the Artisans Consortium. New Cinderbloom, 2 crates. New variant, Magnolia. Supplied by the Artisans Consortium. Firebloom, 10 crates. Harvested in Tanaris in the Searing Gorge. The Artisans Consortium supplied them with what the fuck? Firebloom, 10 crates. Harvested in Tanaris, right? Golden Fire Orchid, 1 crate. Harvested in the Valley of the Four Winds. Fireleaf, 5 crates. Cinderbloom, 10 crates. Uldum, Borean Tundra. Preserved Fireweed, 1 bundle. Extinct plant harvested from Drenor, tread with caution. Freshly picked Flame Cap, 1 bundle. Harvested in Zangor Marsh. You stop on a page with many messy notes scrawled all over it. Oh, there's a fucking person right there. The bough blossoms in these parts of the plain are remarkable. They are rife with such potent life energies. It was difficult to set them aflame, but even when doing so, the blossoms regenerated rather quickly from the center of the flower. I wonder if it has anything to do with the proximity to a dream portal. Our efforts to imbue the blossoms with living flame continue, but the resistance to change has halted our progress. New Cinderbloom properties have inspired an idea on how to approach the infusion of these blossoms. Success. Upon observing the rapid burning and regrowing of the Cinderbloom petals when ignited, my cohorts and I attempted a mirrored approach with the bough blossoms. Final flame blossom infusion. Infuse the petals of the blossoms with enough flame to spark ignition. When the regeneration from the center of the flower begins, sequence several channels of flame into the central stamen. Overloading the regenerative portions of the bough blossoms resulted in an utter suffusion of the flowers, turning them into flora of living flame. Further inspection reveals these flame blossoms refuse to die. Rumors are going around that another group has captured a dream guardian and will be transporting it to these ruins. Wonder what they found. The rest of this page is scrawled with scribble sketches and hard-to-read footnotes. So, it not only keeps it here, but stops it from dying, even if it's on fire. Ordered life is eternal. It's not good. Sounds like the Druids of the Flame would benefit from the ordered life of the Emerald Dream becoming less ordered. You stop on a page with a formal note in the same eloquent hand script you saw earlier in the book. My faithful students, as our kin continue to convert other Guardians of the Dream in preparation for our invasion, I am faced with a daunting logistical problem. Every druid we dedicate to converting and infusing the denizens of the dream with flame is one less druid we have in our ranks to take the world tree once we open the way. If we are to turn the very forests of the dream to our cause, we cannot hope to convert hundreds or thousands of lesser creatures by sheer force alone. Fortunately, I have been inspired by your success with the blossoms in Lunadane. Once our forces have entered the dream, a select few of you will begin your study on the local flora of the realm. I believe the secret to unifying nature and fire can be found within the dream itself. If we can infuse the flowers and plants of the dream into specimens of living flame, and we can help usher in the new dawn the prophet has promised us. We're not here to burn or sear the beasts and flower and trees of this pristine realm. We're here to change them. Our future and the future of this world depends on our mission. From ashes we are born, upon flames we ascend. Ridodren Dawncaller. And it brings the mind to the quote, the world shall be reborn in flames. I'm not here to burn them or change them. It's because some of them have gone a little mad, it would seem. Konzu's interested in what you learned about the Druids of the Flame. I will report this to Konzu. I feel like the We Aren't Destroying, Just Changing bit is a propaganda by the prophet to help sway the masses to follow them so they don't feel guilty for burning everything, but some of these guys clearly aren't just burning everything. That's what's being shown to you right now. That they're not all just doing that. These guys are herbalists. Like, we're seeing proof right now that what you just said is not true. I mean, a little bit of it is I'm sure it's like technically propaganda, but it's not a lie. Some of them are definitely doing what he's saying. Atronave, thanks so much for the 25 months. Really, really good herbalists. Konzu's interested in what you've learned about the Druids of the Flame. It burns, the flower's peak burns. From roots through petals, the fires bloom. I mean, if there are root systems that travel down to the center of Azeroth, if we can ignite that, then, I mean, Konzu? Also, I hate to say this, but like, yeah, there's probably going to be a level of propaganda when you're talking about a cult who's basically trying to go in and research the fucking foundation of a realm that basically is predicated on the idea of putting life into permanent stasis. Like, so I hate to say this, but like, yeah, you can pin it as propaganda if you want, but at the same time, the dream is a fucking gigantic fucking piece of propaganda. So, pick your poison.
What a fascinating creature.
I found this bundle of flame pollen in these research notes with the Druids of the Flame. What did he just say to me?
Getting lost is the
Konzu
best
swivels
way to
their head
find
and leans in
things.
close. There's something different about you. You've brought me something. Oh, I do enjoy mysteries. I found a bundle. Konzu appears at the note, reading it in full before sniffing at the bag of pollen. How intriguing. Not only have these druids created a new type of plant, but they're using its pollen to cross-pollinate other dream plants? How curious. It makes you wonder what kind of effect this has on the local wildlife. Or perhaps Aloha. Only one way to find out, isn't there? Let's find out!
Goodbye, and hello, as always.
Wait, what are you? Konzu! No! This pollen, this change is boring! Predictable. This isn't change. Ha! Have you gone mad? Sadly, no. But this does change things. Sadly, no. Such a mood.
Your dream? Oh
Konzu's
my.
quandary.
You've been frightfully
Well, now,
predictable.
this is interesting, isn't it? You must be fascinated by this too. Oh, how silly of me. Of course you are.
Getting lost is the best way
Kinda,
to
yeah.
find things.
Sample of cinder pollen. Despite the flame-resistant ember silk lining of this pouch, the intense heat of the cinder pollen makes the sample nearly too hot to hold. Konzu blinks slowly as they stare down at you.
Goodbye, and
That
hello,
was
as
devastatingly
always.
mundane. Soot and ash, forever unchanged. Konzu shakes their enormous head. No, I do not like.
Wait until you see what happens next.
Those who harm
Every minute they are
my
left uncontested,
children
another portion of the dream
will
is lost to their
pay.
heinous acts. Actions speak louder than inquiries, champion. Remember that the next time your prey invades your homeland. Aviana shoots a cruel side-eye towards Konzu.
My winged
Aviana's gaze
children
remains locked on
fill the
Konzu for a moment, her
skies.
brow furrowed.
They are my eyes.
While I don't see eye to eye with Konzu's fascination
My
for change, their
life.
incessant inquiry has unveiled a more deep-seated plot than originally expected. Putting down the wildlife won't mean much if we don't tear out the root of the cause. Locate the burning asphodels in the glade below and tear them out.
Things are not what they seem.
Appalling pollen. The cinder pollen doesn't evoke interesting change. It consumes all until nothing, but ash remains. It brings uniformity. And I find that to be tragically stale. I'm all for change, no matter the origin, but if this change stymies all future possibilities for further change, then it must be stopped. If creatures of the dream have been infected by this pollen, then they must be extinguished. This is not a flame that can be allowed to grow. Okay, I see.
Is the best way
Tasting
to
this
find
flame
things.
pollen has given me a small glimpse into the terrible, unchanging state that awaits these creatures. Take this charm and use my vision to see which creatures have been inflicted. You know what to do next. Konzu would hate the Titans, and I love them for that. Yeah, he's great. Come now, Aviana, is credit not due where credit is earned? Your penchant for fascinated inaction has finally yielded fruit. Do try your best not to choke on it. You wound me, O Lady of the Birds. Do not mistake my curiosity for change, for meaningless inaction. Aviana twitches and ruffles her wings in aggravation.
Speak, mortal.
If the asphodels is what they're called. The asphodels are allowed to spread their foul pollen unchecked, then the rest of the dream is in grave danger. Aviana grimaces.
Those who
Well
harm
done,
my
Dildornu.
children.
I'll ensure
will
Cenarius is made aware of the
pay.
damages these weeds have inflicted. A few dryads should be able to clear up any remaining pollen or flowers you might have missed. Aviana's gaze drops to the druid of the flame incursion, pointed directly below. All but one task remains now, champion.
Are you supposed to be here?
Imagine the lengths these agents of monotony had to go to in order to get me, the Loa of Change, to interfere with their dream-changing plot. Agents of monotony. The absolute gall.
You've been frightfully predictable.
I mean, there are two guys on the Pantheon which literally represent the elements. Khazgaroth and Golganeth. Fire, earth, fucking water, and air. So the premise that fire from the elemental fucking plane that has been ordered is not the right fire to use in the dream, I guess is not that difficult to reconcile. You know? It's like the Pantheon of Order clearly has guys on there that are familiar with elements, and they did literally come to Azeroth and allegedly subdue the elements, crafting the elemental planes that they imprison them within. So it's like everything there presumably is ordered as well, in a sense.
The skies are my
Maybe the living flame is
domain,
ordered
mortal.
flame? I'm just not sure. The living flame, yeah, that's a very strange thing. Those research notes you brought, Konzu made mention of the ones behind these foul experiments. The Overseer, the one named Chardrin, has been under our noses this whole time. He oversees their research station below us. If we're to permanently end their terrible experiments and disrupt their progress, then he must be made an example of. Guard staff of the Overseer, twisted beyond use by hateful magics. Mortal, your dedication through these discoveries has been something to behold. I'm almost a little proud to have set you on such heroics. Must it always be about you? Of course, Aviana, and this mortal already expects as much. As a friend of Konzu, they've come to know me quite well, or maybe not at all.
What a fascinating creature. Goodbye, and hello, as always.
Yeah, they keep talking about the ever-burning flame and how it's going to give them immortality and stuff. And I'm not really cool with that either. So if their premise is that they're just going to, like, fuel the living flame with the energies of life by infusing them together, that's not going to fly either, for the record. So once again, they're doing this stuff where like they can never really just have clear fucking good guys, of course. They always have to do some gray ass fucking plot line, which is fine, I guess, but like it's expressing what is happening here is not okay, but it's also revealing to us that the state of the dream is also not okay. So while what these guys are doing is not okay, neither is the dream. I think that's the point here. It's always like this, which is like, ugh, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get why they do it. Gotta be the good guys all the fucking time. I get it. But like, fuck. The fuck? Hirojun's vision will come to. You come too late, hero. Our work's already complete, motherfucker. Alright, well, that didn't do much. I killed him, though.
Those who harm
The Overseer's dead then? Can't you see? Aviana gives you a curt nod of approval. Good. With Shardran gone, their experiments destroyed, and their research brought to a halt, let us hope that this is the end of their twisted schemes. If you're wondering where Konzu swooped off to during your absence, don't ask. They weren't inclined to tell me. They mentioned something about being bored with the agents of uniformity. I'm sure they'll turn up again at some inopportune time. Thanks, Aviana. Dude, this back and forth between Aviana and Konzu is some of the best, like, representation of Loa or Wild Gods, like, ever. They're, like, finally, in a nice, like, humorous way, like, being portrayed a lot more relatable. Whereas before they were kind of beyond the, you know, beyond mortals. I am Cenarius and Ursak and blah blah blah. Like, we're fucking so mysterious and cool, except we're not.
But the
Like,
barrier holds
okay, dude.
strong.